Canada's oldest ace fighter pilot has died. Stocky Edwards was known in military and aviation circles as an exceptional pilot from the Second World War. He died quietly at home on Saturday in the Comox Valley, just 3 weeks shy of his 101st birthday. CTV's Gord Kurbis has the story.
We can put the seat up more if you'd like.
This is where James Stocky Edwards felt most at home, flying in any sort of aircraft.
Stocky was Canada's last surviving World War II ace, had an incredible career.
That career began when he was just 19 years of age, joining the Royal Canadian Air Force in October of 1940. He died of heart issues on Saturday with his wife of more than 70 years at his side, just 3 weeks shy of his 101st birthday.
There wasn't an awful lot they could do for him, and Stocky, being the gentleman he is, he said, I don't want any heroics, and I don't want to pass away in the hospital. I want to be with my friends and family.
He was an ace pilot who flew 374 missions, had 20 confirmed aerial kills, was an artist who painted this image of himself, and also authored 2 books.
Stocky was a person who was very widely known throughout Comox, throughout the country, but he was a very humble man as well.
Today, flags at the town of Comox were lowered to half-staff, just the latest in a string of honors that included becoming a member of the Order of Canada in 2004 and a Knight of France's Legion of Honor in 2014.
He was a man that many of us looked up to. And I know people in the armed forces who are in the position of general now, brigadier general, who called him their mentor.
In 2018, Stocky was the guest of honor when a Second World War Spitfire, the same type of aircraft he flew much of his career, was flown to Comox.
I've always enjoyed flying the Spitfire. I feel right at home. Most people do. It's like the mother aircraft.
He was so humble, so quiet, so generous. He exemplified to us what an officer and a gentleman should be.
Many will no doubt honor Stocky at a cairn unveiled recently to acknowledge his efforts in helping to raise more than $100,000 for Ducks Unlimited.
He touched so many lives in his 100 years on this planet.
A funeral on Friday may include a military flyover, fitting for a man who gave so much to the military. Gord Kurbis, CTV News, Comox.
There's a new commander taking the helm of Maritime Forces Pacific. A Royal Canadian Navy Sail Pass kicked off the change of command ceremony this morning. The change sees Rear Admiral Christopher Robinson take command. Robinson now commands Canadian Forces members serving in Joint Task Forces Pacific, Esquimal's Royal Canadian Navy personnel, and the Victoria Search and Rescue region. He says he's honored to command the people who keep Canada's west coast safe.
I mean, the motto of the Navy is ready, I ready, and it's always, always striving to be 365 available. But certainly knowing that that we're deploying forces into areas that are difficult and challenging and changing so rapidly that I think it's sharpened the focus for us.
Before coming to the West Coast, Robinson served as the commander of Canada's Atlantic Fleet.